Hello everyone and welcome to another stream. How y'all doing? Welcome to another Sovereign Citizen Watch. Hope you're having a good day. I have a Mahindi I'm going to later, also known as a henna ceremony, so we're streaming early, and it's going to be a little shorter. I'm on a little bit of a time crunch today, so the stream's only going to be a little over an hour, like an hour and a half, something like that. So sorry it's going to be a little shorter today, but we are going to pack some great Sovsit stuff in there. Should be good. So if you're on YouTube, do me a favor, like the stream. Other than that, let's see. Phoenix Leftist with 130 stream streak says, nice 130 stream streak. Halloween Town with a 10 stream streak says, she was my butterfly sugar baby, I tell ya what. And then, just gonna point this out, someone after stream, Bellum Guardian actually, donated enough in tip gold to get us $52 away from Costume Month Mark II. So Bellum Guardian, incredibly generous. Thank you so much for helping us get to Costume Month 2. We're almost there. Hell yeah. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I don't have any other housekeeping to take care of. We can just start. This is a sovereign citizen whose Camaro is going to get taken by the police for lack of registration and stuff. Should be good. Check it out. Can't play that. Let's get through the copyrighted music.
The entryway, could you pull up just a little bit so I could get right behind you?
Yeah, for sure.
Any chili updates? I can check. I actually didn't look today. I was in a bit of a hurry. So I had a few things picked out. I don't think so. I think the last thing he put out is the last thing we watched, which was his response to the response of the state on his appellate. So yes, last thing was the last thing. No more updates yet.
Okay.
I think his hearing for his appeal is coming up, though. It's sometime in early mid-July. I don't remember the exact date, but we'll do a stream about it when it happens. Nerdy, thanks for a 30 stream streak, says, I suspect I won't be able to watch much because food, but I thought I'd say hi. Also stream streak, hell yeah. Get you some food. Thought Glenn was gonna bust him out. Glenn's too busy filing frivolous lawsuits. Oh, I have the wrong capture on, that's why it's not centered, by the way, I'll fix that. I don't think we need a right justified stream. Let's center that for you. There we go. Isn't that better? Yeah, our Nevada Judges does his hearings. I don't know if they stream them. They usually post them right after, but it will be on our Nevada Judges. They have a whole playlist for chili stuff.
Provide you the contract. You're provide right, but so you're.
Here comes Mr.
How's it going?
Officer Martinez on a police department.
Nice
Hey
to meet
man, we've stopped you before, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Hey,
For sure. We've stopped you before. Oh yeah. I break the law. All the time.
obviously you know the reason for the stop, man. I saw that you
the
removed
plates?
your license plate.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh shit, Trey with a $25 tip says get the outfits ready. Thank you, Trey.
Do you have your driver's license with you?
What's the reason?
You know the reason.
We'll do the costume poll for both. Like, I assume we're gonna probably by this weekend get to the second costume month. So this is with the assumption that we do. I'll get the poll together, and the top two options I will get immediately, because I still owe you from last costume month, and I've been a broke bitch, but now I have enough, thanks to the tips, that I will do that this weekend. You guys can vote this weekend on the Discord for the costume, and the top two choices will win. It'll be ranked choice, something like that.
Right, but...
Whichever you'd prefer, Baja. I don't know how much bread you have. I do like your bread better for PB&J, but I don't want to take your bread because your bread, you know, vegan. Am I going to stream Friday's debate? Maybe after the fact, not live, because I know CNN's going to be shitty about copyright, so I might watch some clips after the fact, but I doubt I'll be doing it live. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Mike Max, with 36 months, says, who's ready for tomorrow's shit show debate? Yeah, that is tomorrow, isn't it? Tomorrow's Thursday, so it's not Friday, right?
So you're saying that I don't have the license plate, so you need to identify me?
Yes, it's a traffic infraction. I mean, we had a really long discussion, like an hour and a half.
Yeah, for sure.
What, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
No, I for sure. It's all on video. I remember it.
We had an hour-long conversation, and he still didn't fix it?
So I can provide my driver's license since
I
I'm...
don't even know why you try and get leniency from a cop like this. This is a Texas cop who wears a cowboy hat. He picked his personality long ago, and I don't think you're budging him on it.
basically being... You're asking me to provide it for you, right?
Yeah, I'm asking.
So, respectfully, you already know my name, so
I don't. I just remember you said it was like Blackfoot because you're Native American.
Right, that's the license plate. I mean, that's the name that I would prefer to go by, but the state knows me by this name. Here's my driver's license.
I wonder if he is actually First Nations, or if he's just one of the sovereign citizens that claims indigenous status without actually having it.
I can provide you the contract because I do have it with me this time. So last time that I encountered you, I wasn't able to provide the contract because I didn't have it on me, but I do have it on me right now.
Can I take a look at it?
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be my briefcase.
You said you bought this car from your cousin, right?
Yeah, so it's my cousin's wife's vehicle, but he's the one that kind of hooked me up. Let's see. So this is what I gave the trooper that, you know...
I'd prefer jelly, but I don't know how much is left, so honey's fine. I haven't eaten today. I had a granola bar today. I haven't had lunch.
Obviously, has nothing to do with the contract.
Is this the code of ethics?
Yeah, that's the code of ethics. I mean, here's the contract.
Sorry. How you doing? Good.
So yeah. And it's kind of a lengthy contract, but there's just a few clauses that kind of outline
who did this contract?
I did.
Okay.
So it was drafted by me, signed to and agreed by the lady that owned this vehicle.
Right. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend and act like I understand all of it.
In addition to jelly? No.
Yeah, there's a definition section kind of put in plain language.
That.
Yeah. So it's not trying to be like over anybody's head, you know. I'm trying to be fully plain language, like anybody can interpret it. They don't have to be like versed in legal jargon, you know what I mean? So
gonna be honest, I definitely don't have all the time in the world to read through this.
Yeah, for sure.
But I remember giving you my personal Gerber for you to put on your back license plate, and I'm not 100% sure if you're totally...
What's a Gerber?
...aware.
Hats off. What do you like me to wear for the hats off?
But you're supposed to have license plates on the front and the back of the vehicle. And I think...
That was the warning, right? Yeah, that was the warning.
Palacios just said, hey, just put the back one on.
Yeah.
Was there a reason
Do I have
you
the
took it
pink
back
hat?
off?
The pink cowboy hat with all the aliens? Yes.
So,
I've seen you around.
Right. Yeah, I told him, so whenever he said, like, you know, I told him, yeah, whenever I get home, I'm probably going to take it off, officer, because...
Yeah, but I saw you, like, maybe 2 or 3 times, and I saw the license plate on there, and then I just want to know why you took it.
Oh, so you're probably talking about the day after I got pulled over or something. Like, I had just left it on there for convenience because I had to go to work. But yeah, I removed it because, you know, I'm trying to make a statement, not necessarily comply with something that I think is against my...
Can't really be surprised you got pulled over then if you're trying to make a statement, huh? Oh, there it is. It's in the front. Be right back. I have to crawl under this desk. You did it.
My freedoms, so and like I told them, it's not even registered to me. It's not even valid. So for me, like,
Has discovered a portal. I actually knew it was already there. I call it my Being John Malkovich portal, which is a bit of a misnomer because it actually goes into Nicolas Cage, but I find it helps to explain to people via the film Being John Malkovich because that's the closest analogy. Basically that, but Nick Cage.
it's just doing it for y'all. Which
Sorry for
I don't
Ghost
really
Rider,
feel
that was me.
compelled.
With the purchase of a vehicle,
Mhm.
the state of Texas requires that you register that vehicle within 30 days of purchasing it, and I've noticed that you purchased it April 28th.
Right.
Right? What day is today?
It's past 30 days, probably like a week past 30 days or something like that. I'm not too sure.
Did you have insurance on it, or did you do the self-insurance bond?
So I haven't done any insurance. I'm still in the process of getting my bond, and I don't have a problem answering that question because
Yeah, you just answered
I'm already,
it for me.
right.
You just said that you don't have insurance.
Right, and
And just because you said you're in the process of getting a self-insurance bond,
Mhm.
that doesn't mean that you're still able to drive the vehicle. You need to have some sort of liability insurance in the state of Texas.
yeah, I'm aware of your position, but like I said, I'm
Yeah.
challenging
I'm
the
aware of your
constitutionality. If you
position
wanna-
as if
No,
it's
I-
his position personally and not the position of the state.
If you want to
Definitely,
cite me,
totally-
there's
it's I feel like it's coming past that point, man. I feel like
Mhm.
a lot of the officers have been pretty understanding. I definitely support what you do,
yeah.
and I definitely support your freedom.
This officer, if I'm gonna hope he's just placating this guy, but if this officer genuinely supports what this asshole is doing by not having a license plate and insurance, why is he a cop?
And things like that, but you have to understand you're not special. Everybody else has insurance. Everybody else registers their vehicle with the state of Texas. I understand where you're coming from when you say it's a sort of a tax.
Any doctor disrespect takes, he's a creep. He's a creep, and I'm not surprised that a bunch of right-wing grifters are bending over backwards to support the groomer. The literal groomer.
On the vehicles, and I get that, but you have a driver's
Alleged.
license.
Thank
You signed into a contract. You said you were
Right.
18 when you signed it. You
And I'm
didn't know-
actually planning on rescinding that contract with the
so
court.
you rescind
So
this
If you rescind it, you can't drive on public roadways.
license.
Mhm.
You're gonna make it that much more difficult.
That's true. He did admit she was a minor. Yeah, admitted.
for yourself, man. Because
Yeah, he tweeted about it.
at that point, we might see you, and if you turn this over, like we've discussed before.
right, I'm not going to turn it over now because you're not competent to rescind the
No, I'm
contract.
competent, man.
Well,
I just think
I mean, not.
I'm not gonna throw names.
I'm saying, like,
I
judges-
He
support
needs
it.
to return the hat to Doug Dimmadome. Every time he actually arrests a sovereign citizen, the hat gets taller. Benekagami says, unfortunately, Jamal Bowman lost his primary, but he can still run a write-in campaign if he wishes. I'm looking forward to the debate tomorrow. I think it'll work out as a net positive for Biden. Trump's already looking for excuses to either no-show or explain his loss. Some of his fans are not only adopting this language, but they're also starting to claim Trump's a liberal that the media lies about and calls an extremist. The lack of their usual confidence is a good sign, I think. Hopefully.
Everything you do.
Basically, what I'm
I
saying,
do.
I'm not saying you're
Oh, I didn't hear that, MH Dark Beast. That's really sad. I like IMS. That sucks.
incompetent. I'm saying,
Right.
like, only judges can rescind the contract because it has to be done, like, formally is what I'm saying. I'm not saying
Okay.
you're incompetent. I'm saying,
Was this done formally? Because this needs to be notarized.
yeah, it was signed with 2 witnesses present, which
But
is
it
in
was-
Texas.
Remember that time Jeremy gave advice to pedophiles about how to hide child abuse material better on their computers? I remember.
The
Texas.
notary public of the state of Texas, did they notarize it for you? Because this contract's null and void if there's no notary.
Well, in Texas, it can be 2 witnesses present as well. So
Okay.
it's a notary
I
or
wasn't aware of that.
right. You can. I mean, if you want to correct me, if you want to look it
No,
up.
I'm not going to correct you because I don't have the facts.
Okay.
Okay.
But
I'll
those-
obviously research it
Right.
afterwards.
Right. For sure.
Um,
I can provide you the phone numbers of those 2 witnesses
I
if you would
don't
like.
want to bother them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't want to bother them. I just, like, I get what you do, and I support it, man.
Mhm.
I really do.
Boo!
Okay, I'm a patriot.
Right.
I love this country.
Boo! Blue Martinez! All the red flags! All the red flags!
Okay, and there are some things that I don't necessarily agree with. But the way you kind of put yourself out there.
Yeah, I'm asking for citations. I know.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if you want to kind of get
I don't
together.
want to do that, man. Because you've gotten, I don't know, what, 4 citations, 5 citations already?
Right, I've already had 5 citations.
I'm not 100% sure. I know.
You want me to name them for you? Because I can put them like on the record. I'm not too worried about it. But I'm just saying, like, the last time, you know, your officer Palacios, he kind of forced me to sign a contract, which I looked up the refusal to sign, and it didn't even have the 30 days to change your address offense listed as one of the offenses where.
And you could always bring that up to the judge.
Right, and I'm going to, if I even, you know, entertain the citation, because I did.
Mellowfire with a 3-stream streak says, only just got the notification, but better late than never, I guess. Glad to have you here. Trey says, remember when Jeremy got banned from all Wizards of the Coast conversations? I guess we meant conventions for harassment because he wishes you didn't. Yeah, he banned me for bringing that up. Blocked me on Twitter.
You know, I was forced into it, but, and like I was reading the citation's bold statement, it says that it only creates an offense by not complying with the citation if I made a promise to appear. So
whether you sign it or not, you still have to appear.
I'm sure.
Benny Kagami says, yet another anti-trans activist credibly accused of grooming. But remember, everyone, the Pride crowd were the real PDF files. It's always projection.
That's like
it's like a goodwill gesture saying, yeah, I don't agree with this citation, but I'm still gonna. I promise the court that I'm gonna appear. That's all it is.
Right. It's a promise, and like I'm not gonna make a promise that I don't feel like I have to make. So, right. But he ended up making me sign it. So, which is why I put threat, duress, and coercion.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you have any reasonable suspicion that I'm committing any crimes, I'm happy to dispel that. If you have probable, right. Okay.
I like that it's not even I'll accept the consequences. He's happy to dispel it. He'll explain to you why he thinks you're wrong, that he should suffer consequences for his actions.
22 on 10-4. Alright, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, if you have any reasonable suspicion that I'm committing any crimes at all, I'm happy to dispel them. If you have any probable cause that I'm committing...
The probable cause is the no license plates,
right.
The no registration, and then the no insurance.
For sure. So
you're putting yourself in a position, man, to where you're gonna get a police officer that's just gonna tow the car.
Right. And
he does get towed in this instance. I don't know how it escalates, but he does get towed.
You just bought this.
Right now, like, I can...
For $8,500. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So...
I mean, that's not chump change, man.
Right. And I'm not trying to... I'm not trying to risk...
people that have $8,500 laying around.
Right. I'm not trying to risk just, like, losing the vehicle, because obviously I value...
That's what you're doing. That's literally what you're doing. Does he not understand that that is a direct consequence of his actions? Has he just completely, like, filed that off in his brain as a consequence that doesn't exist for him? Yafazoa, thanks for 110 stream streak, says 890 streams from 1,000 stream streak. You get 1,000 stream streak. I'll let you pick a stream theme.
But honestly, like...
Do you have the license plates with you?
I don't even think that's possible with Twitch issues. Twitch would glitch at some point and get rid of your streak.
Right, you want me to put them back on? I can put them on for you.
I don't want to do that in public, man. I don't want to do that. I don't want to create a scene.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I want to do.
Well, I just really went to go get water. I'm going back home. I can stay, you know, I'm not promising anything, but I'm not going to be, you know, harassing anybody. I'm not, you know...
Yeah.
I'm just doing things out of necessity, going to the store to eat, get groceries, going to get water.
None of what you're saying is going to change the fact that you're driving a car on public roads without the proper insurance and, like, registration. It doesn't matter if you're going to feed hungry orphans. Literally, you could be doing whatever, and it's still illegal.
Right.
You know, going to wash my car, going to work. So, you know, I used to walk before I had this car. I walked, I biked everywhere, you know, if I needed to do that, because you guys are basically saying you're going to steal my car. I mean, I know it's not you, it's the state. But you're acting on behalf of the state, and, you know, I don't really believe the state has that authority. If they want to,
But they do.
You don't
the end of the-
believe the state has that authority. Well, let me let me take that concern off your hands. They do. They do have the authority to do that, and they're going to. So, glad we can disabuse you of that notion.
the day, man,
well, this is a
Okay.
private purchase. Like in most
and you're on a public roadway.
right.
At
well,
the end of the day, man.
like I know,
It's just difficult. You know what
I know
Like,
because
don't
you're
want-
under this like belief, respectfully, everybody, like you're saying, everybody registers, everybody has these. They have this belief that it's necessary. When
Not a belief. Excuse me. It's not just a belief. It is true. It is factually true in terms of if you want to avoid legal consequences.
really it's voluntary,
It is not.
because if
That's why we're here.
it wasn't voluntary, then it wouldn't be a contract involved. And
Right.
It's not a contract.
It would be voluntary. It would be my discretion to tow this car right now.
right.
Okay.
So I mean, if you want to,
Now I don't want to do that to you,
right.
but and I don't even want to cite you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I don't know what you want me to do, man. I felt like me and Officer Palacio spent a good hour and a
Well,
half with you.
yeah.
I remember pulling up all of the transportation codes and reading them off to you because
Mhm.
you had questions about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't understand what you want me to do at this point.
Well,
And
really,
I still don't understand why you willingly went and took off the license plates.
gotcha.
begin with.
So just to kind of clarify the reason for that, like putting those license plates on, if you read the contract, I actually can
Yeah.
reference it. Just there's a specific spot right here.
Yeah.
It says, both parties agree that the automobile will be used freely and exclusively for private, non-commercial purposes and shall not be gauged in commerce or used in an official capacity.
Oh, he thinks that this contract between him and the person he bought this from makes it legal to drive without a license plate.
Therefore, both parties
Incorrect.
agree that no governmental privileges are required to travel in this automobile.
A contract between you and some random person agreeing on something that isn't true doesn't make it true.
While in such a capacity that is founded upon right, capability, fitness, power, and freedom, in contrast to capacity founded upon privileges, licensure, inspection, and regulation. So
Right.
this is just the freedom. This is the private use clause.
Right.
And
Where's the private use clause found?
what do you mean? This
The private use clause. Where did you find that in the Constitution to put this in the contract?
it's under the 9th Amendment. So
Do you
the
know what?
The Ninth Amendment's the Supremacy Clause! What? Harold Elbelman with a 3-stream streak says, I feel bizarrely guilty when my stream resets, like I'm letting you, the community, down parasocially when it happens, even though I damn well know it's a simple marketing psychology. Brains are weird, and that's why they do it. That's why they do it. They want you addicted to me. And I feel the same.
9th and 10th Amendments.
9th and 10th Amendment.
So the 9th Amendment is where they say that just because they're enumerating certain rights doesn't deny or disparage the other rights that are unenumerated of the people. And then the 10th Amendment is actually where the state claims to derive its authority to enforce these regulations. Like what you're enforcing right now, registration, license plates, all that, it's because the state has certain powers under the 10th Amendment.
Yes, they do, and those powers allowed them to create traffic laws.
But where the state fails to recognize is that the 10th Amendment doesn't just delegate powers to the states.
Oh no, he's gonna say it delegates it to the citizens of those states, therefore it means I don't have to follow state law!
Aren't delegated to the federal government, it reserves it to the people.
Let me explain to you the order in which the authority here works when we're talking about, like, the Supremacy Clause. Federal laws trump everything. The Constitution, federal laws, state laws, local laws, and you're all the way here at the bottom. You as an individual don't have the right to just decide laws don't apply to you. That is not what that means.
So the people have equal sovereignty to the states, and
They do not.
I know that I don't want to come off as a sovereign citizen because
Pain.
That's what
Power word pain.
everybody's saying. But honestly, like,
Who's
citizen,
everybody?
like people that are under the impression that, like what you said, everybody has to follow the law, you're not special. Like, I'm not saying I'm special, I'm saying that we as people aren't slaves.
Right.
And that the citizen is a creation of a state. A citizen can't exist without the state's creation of it. And so therefore the citizen is a subject to the state, which is under the 14th Amendment, which is why it says a citizen subject. So I'm not saying that I'm a citizen. That entity on the driver's license is a citizen. It was created by the state. It's a legal name. It's registered in commerce. It's how I engage in commerce, but it's not me. That's something that was created by the state and controlled by the state, obviously.
Did your parents give you this name?
Yes.
So are you calling your parents an entity, or are they individuals?
Right. So the name is not
Kivazoa with a $10 tip says, I'm doing my part. Let's see, we're $17 away on the tip goal from second costume month.
the entity. The name is my calling. The government has created an entity from my name, and they use that as the transmitting utility. So my entity, who I am, is Baksikoi Ikiaki, or people call me Arian Teas, but both of those names don't have to be persons in the law, is what I'm trying to say, which I know we're getting into the weeds here. I'm not trying to bore you. I mean, I'm just trying to explain my perspective so you adequately understand where I'm coming from.
You know, we all have different perspectives and opinions on the law.
Yeah.
We all do.
For sure.
And we don't necessarily all have to agree with them, man.
Yeah, I agree. And, you know, like I said, with the Texas Administrative Code, the police ethics, like,
Yeah, which one
this,
are we looking at?
we're just looking at the first one. The primary responsibility of the police service and of the individual officer is the protection of the people of the United States through the upholding of their laws. Chief among these is the Constitution of the United States and its amendments.
Thank you, Harold Elbelman. It actually, the date changed because I went and I traded that phone in for this one, because that one was kind of janky and broken, and they let me trade it in for a partial credit, and then I was able to get this one. So I'm still paying. But I'm working on it. Thank you.
Law enforcement officer always represents the whole of the community and is legally expressed will and is never the arm of any political party or clique. And then the second one goes on to explain the first duty of a law enforcement officer as upholder of the law is to know his bounds upon him enforcing it, because he represents the legal will of the community, be it local, state, or federal. He must be aware of the limitations and prosecutions which the people, through law, have placed upon him. Now, I'm not, you know, this is what most officers disregard, their first duty, to recognize their limitations. And all I'm trying to say is, right now, most people don't know the limitations of the government. So, of course, most people aren't gonna not register their vehicles. But me, I'm trying to challenge because I'm studying their limitations. So,
I just don't understand how people like this think that they found a secret cheat code and no one else figured this out. There are so many people in this country. There are like 350 million people in this country. I promise, you have not had a single original idea in your entire life. Someone else has thought of it at some point. Very weird when people assume that they've, like, I figured out this secret in the law that lets you do a cheat code so you don't have to follow it. If that even turned out to be true, they would patch it immediately. They would pass a law immediately to fix it, because that's not how society functions. Overthought says, Sir, we have you on video committing the crime. No, you see, I am me. That's just a corporate fiction created by a camera. Okay, go free, man of the land.
I've already had lawyers' perspectives. Like, there's a lawyer called Joshua Black or something like that, and he's...
Look that up on YouTube. Joshua Black. Is it this gentleman? Or is this just the same name? Nope, this looks like someone with just the same name. Let's see if we can find something under the law.
U.S. government. Contrary to popular narrative, civil rights legislation should not be looked
Is this him?
of Jim Crow.
I'll have to look into it more later. I just haven't heard of that guy.
He very outspokenly tells people that, hey, the Supreme Court is not the top of the law. They're not the arbiters of the supreme law. They can get things wrong. Just because people are citing Supreme Court cases like, hey, we have the authority to force you into a contract against your will, like, sorry, just because the Supreme Court says something doesn't mean that that's the supreme law. So I'm fully aware of the state's perspective and how they're defending what they're doing, and how you're just trying to comply with your oath to uphold the law, and you feel obligated to stop me and warn me and cite me, and I understand that. I respect that. But
Trey says real life doesn't have glitches, and all the exploits and are behind paywalls. Benikagami says, correction, the glitch would get patched if it was one poor person could exploit. If it's one rich people use, that's up for debate. If it's a glitch or they're on purpose. Fair enough.
But I'm saying, like, how many officers know their limitations of authority, and how many of them are willing to actually exercise them? Just like you're exercising your discretion, you should exercise your duty to know you're bound upon you. And not just you, obviously. I'm talking to all officers in general, but it's like, I'm really just trying to say, hey, officer, you depriving me of my rights is also depriving you of your own rights, because I'm just exercising rights that we should all have. So you're not just taking these rights away from me, you're taking them away from your loved ones, yourself, your neighbors, all these people that you're seeing right here in HEB. You're saying that, hey, just because you're not getting into a contract with the state, the same thing can happen to you. You can be put under duress, to be your property taken from you, you put in a jail, you know, under deadly threat. Like, all this stuff can happen to anybody here if they just decided not to enter into a contract with the state. So really, like, I'm not worried. If you really want to cite me, I can battle that with the court, because I know you're just working off probable cause, you're working off reasonable suspicion. Like Palacio said, you know, you guys have an obligation to, you know, do your job, but I also have an obligation as one of the people to make sure that you're not overstepping your authority. So
Okay. All right, give me a second. I'll be.
He's against the Supreme Court. What a stand. My favorite stand.
I hate the Supreme Court!
I hate the Supreme Court.
Right back, okay?
alrighty.
Radiology says, hey, big personal news. Guess what girl has their first appointment coming up for an NHS gender clinic? This one, a mere 6 years since being put on the waiting list and 5 years since starting hormones, getting my name changed and having all legal documents up to date to female, looking forward to their questions on if I'm sure about this. That's great. I'm very happy to hear it.
I'm gonna keep this.
Okay, yeah, you
Okay.
guys can keep that, and I'll probably end up handing them to everybody I encounter. So, and I'm gonna actually buy little Constitution books, and I'll be handing those out too. So
I'm sure that'll help you look less condescending.
that'll be
Alright.
fun.
That.
Yes, just like that. That's awesome, man.
All right, hold on.
All right.
I like that he has it all in a little briefcase. That's nice.
Which is, we got excuse me, officer, can I get your name and badge number for the record?
Do you have your license plate with you?
Yes, sir. I also have my.
I find it so funny when they have it with them but not on the car. Isn't that almost an admission that you know this is bullshit? Why have it at all? Why bring it in the car? You don't need it according to you.
My drill, just in case I need to put it back on for you.
Okay.
It's in
Is
the
it in the trunk?
It's in the trunk. You want me to open it for you? There might be one inside the vehicle.
Do you remember the license plate number so I don't have to go digging through your car?
It's on the contract that I gave y'all.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Well, what page?
It's the first page. The
page?
VIN number's there.
Okay, well, my supervisor's here.
Alrighty. Hi there, officer. Can I get your name and badge number?
Sergeant number is badge number 824. What's going on?
This guy doesn't have time for this shit.
Encounter I had with this police officer, he kind of was informed of the situation. I'm challenging the constitutionality of certain statutes that compel me into a contract.
That would be a thing to do in court. It's not the job of the police to interpret the law. It's their job to enforce it to the best of their understanding. If you have some sort of constitutional issue to bring up with the law or statute or whatever, that's something you do in court. Glad I could help.
Contract against my will because I'm studying the law.
I don't want to hear all that story with you for too long. You're being advised before you get insurance on the vehicle. The vehicle's not registered, so because you're gonna get told tonight. You're gonna get told tonight.
So
anything you want to fight, argue, you have to speak with the judge. Okay, sir. Anything you need to speak with the judge. As of right now, the vehicle's gonna get
Almost sounds confused. What did he think was gonna happen?
told.
Okay.
You've been advised before. You need insurance on the vehicle, and your vehicle's not registered.
Right, but he told me I could put on the plate, and then I would be.
We're past that point. And you remove them again, as I can see, right?
I did remove the back one. Well, they're threatening to tow my vehicle.
They're not threatening, they're doing it. They're doing the thing. I feel like he's still in denial, saying they're threatening. He's doing it. He said it's over. Talk to the judge.
They're threatening to steal my property where I can't get it back because it has no.
You could get it back, you're just gonna have to get it registered and insurance and go through the court stuff.
No insurance.
I know it's a pain in the ass and it's probably gonna cost money that maybe you can't afford, but like, did you consider that before you took the license plate off for no good reason?
It has no registration. I now have probable cause that these two officers are in violation of Title 18, subsection 242, 241, depriving me of my rights.
Ah yes, the constitutional right to your sweet-ass Camaro. My favorite.
Honestly,
let's replace the Third Amendment. We can quarter troops. I'll take it if we all get sweet-ass Camaros.
they're gonna tow my vehicle because I don't have license plates. After they've already cited me or warned me for the same.
How does he have a license plate but no registration? Probably has a license plate that was registered and then the registration lapsed, like he didn't renew it.
Offense. And I told them I was gonna take it off, so. And now we have Officer Martinez, unfortunately, being strong-armed into this illegal conduct by his sergeant. Because obviously he wanted to steer away from any unnecessary deprivations of right.
It's necessary and it's not a right.
But his sergeant is so willing. He does not care at all about my rights, about the law, about me having a vehicle to get to and from my necessities. They want to take this vehicle from me. Brand new car. New to me. Well, can't be surprised. Better get my stuff that they're gonna be taking from me in this ridiculous situation.
It is a ridiculous situation, I would agree. I just don't think you're right about who's being ridiculous.
My water.
Which year of sweet-ass Camaros? I don't want to build an underclass of people stuck with the 94 model year. That's up for the courts to decide. I just write the law. I don't interpret it.
I need to survive, water my plants. They don't care about my plants. They don't care about...
They don't. They do not give a shit about your plants. I don't give a shit about your plants. I could not care less about your plants. I do not care.
My little doggy.
I do care about your doggy in the sense that I care about all innocent animals, but it's not the dog's fault their owner is a dumbass.
They don't care about my rights, my property, the Fourth Amendment. They don't care about the Fifth Amendment. They don't care about the First Amendment, the Constitution. They can claim they do, but their actions speak louder than their words. I bet you they want to arrest me too. They want to put me in a cage just because I don't listen. Because I'm not complying with their
Again,
demands.
he's assuming it's personal. You see this with sovereign citizens. They assume it's personal and that the cop is like, there are definitely cases where cops get mad when someone, like, doesn't listen to them as an individual, but he seems to think that the cops are, like, personally upset he's not following the law, when the one who talked to him seemed mostly just bewildered, and if anything, seemed too nice to him. So it's weird that he's going this direction with his justification, with his view of what's going on.
The state's demands that I enter into their contract and surrender my rights just to use the people.
Camaros are shit. The car is like 6 inches from the ground. I'm not going off-roading with it.
People's property.
Maybe I just want a car that might be a giant transforming robot. Have you considered that?
The roads.
That hit close to home, Dillis Filler.
Gonna have to... From the truth. The best.
Alright, man, can you step out of the car, please?
For sure, let me...
Yeah, go ahead.
So, let me get this straight. I just got water to water my plants, feed my dog, and you guys are
close
gonna...
your door?
You guys are gonna take my water, my vehicle. Actually, I need to turn the vehicle off.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Alright, so what's the deal?
What do you mean, what's the deal? You know what the deal is.
Yeah.
Why?
My flutes. I think I have my work hat in here somewhere.
I thought he was gonna say work flute, and I was like, you have personal and work flutes? I need to up my flute game.
Grab it.
Alright. So you guys are gonna call the tow truck. The tow truck's gonna take it and put it where?
I think it's
City of
God
Hondo
Country's-
impound over there?
No, I think God Country's towing is getting a hold of the vehicle.
What does that mean?
They're gonna tow the vehicle.
I know, but like where are they gonna take it is what I'm saying.
I think they'll be able to get you the address. They can give you a business card. Where do you live?
Down the road.
I'll take you home, man. It's not fun for me.
Your sergeant didn't...
Why is this cop, like, going so hard for this guy? This guy has done nothing but be an asshole, and this cop is like, I'm so sorry, friendo. I'll drive you home.
seem very competent. So...
Like, I think it's nice for the cop to take him home, but this cop seems incredibly sympathetic to this bullshit. I'd be concerned if I was this cop supervisor. I'd be like, I get it. It's great to be nice and help them out and take them home. But, like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like you agree with him?
I understand you're kind of like under his will, but that guy was not, he shouldn't be in his position. I don't care who he thinks he is or how long he's been there, but he had no willingness to speak any words to me. He said, hey,
They spent at least an hour prior to this video even talking to you, and now we're going on another hour, and you're upset they didn't give you more time?
you're gonna speak to the judge, obviously because he knows he's not competent to speak with me, but it's just ridiculous. I'm gonna stay here and watch the tow truck take the car because I need to make sure they're not damaging my property.
Okay.
And
do you want me to take you home?
it just really sucks because I need that water.
Good.
And
I would bet if you asked him, hey, can you help me get this water home for me and my dog, I'm sure the cop would put him in his back seat and drive him home with you. He already offered to drive you home.
We could put the water in the back of my car, dude. We could.
okay, if we could do that, I would really appreciate that.
I'll let you know.
But no, I mean, you know,
Well, look, man.
I'm gonna close the trunk.
Yeah, go ahead. Are we gonna? I'm going to issue the citations.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I gotta pull it up real quick. The failure to display the license plate, the failure to maintain financial responsibility, or i.e. the insurance, and then this, I know it states expired registration.
Is water out of the tap that dirty? Depends on where you are in the United States. Yes, it can be.
Technically it is.
They could also be in an area without municipal water. When I was growing up, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and we did not have any city water. It was literally well water, and it was like not. It wasn't like it wouldn't make you sick, but it tasted awful because of all the like stuff they had to put in it to like clean it and stuff. So it was really heavy water, and it tasted like crap. So we had a water cooler at home for like food and drinking purposes.
Because it expired January of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be a warning. Okay.
So I'm getting cited again for the responsibility?
Yes. Take this as
It doesn't fall under double jeopardy because it's the same offense?
That's not how double jeopardy works. If you rob a bank, it doesn't mean you can rob banks after that and not get caught because it's the same crime. It's the same crime you're breaking, but it's not the same incidence of a crime. Like, if I murder someone and then I'm found not guilty, it doesn't mean I have a free murder pass.
double jeopardy, and this is just a separate incident.
Believe it or not, Double Jeopardy, the film, not a documentary.
Separate incident, separate.
Also, it's coming out on 4K later this year. Don't know why. Who is buying Double Jeopardy on 4K?
Offense. Same offense, separate incident.
Same offense, separate incident.
Okay.
Different time, different day.
So,
different person. As in me.
Mm-hmm. The same alleged harm victim, which is the state, which can't be harmed, honestly, but yeah, so I already looked up the refusal to sign statute. Those citations aren't under the refusal to sign statute, so if you want to double
True, Nemesaur.
check, we can double check, but I'm not going to sign anything. If you want me to sign something...
Check my collection in 18 months and we'll see if I have... I'm sure Double Jeopardy 4K will go on for like a $10 deal or something, and I'll pick it up like a loser.
Your Officer Palacios, you know, he told me I was going to go to jail if I didn't. You could tell me the same thing. I'll sign it under threat, duress, and coercion. But
yeah, that would happen, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you
don't sign the citation, which is a promise to appear, not an admission of guilt, because this is just probable cause. Okay, I would have to take you to the magistrate.
Right now?
Yes, and that would be Monday, but you would be taken to the Medina County Jail.
And forced to stay overnight and all that?
Yes. And you said you have blanks, you have water. I was said I could take you home.
Yeah. So, I really would like to see a magistrate right now, but it's Sunday and they're not available.
Let's just
Correct, so either sign the paper or go to jail until tomorrow.
At the pass, they always pass at the most inconvenient
It's
time.
literally just a piece of paper that says you agree to come to court tomorrow. That way they don't have to arrest you. That's it. Sign it.
Yeah.
Like, either way, you're gonna end up in court tomorrow morning. Either you spend the night in jail or at home. There's no version of this where you don't see a judge tomorrow.
But yeah, if we could get the water, put it in your vehicle, take it to my house after the, or I guess before the truck gets here. So
I do want to let you know, if you get in my car, I'm gonna pat you down. Okay.
I don't
So make
have
sure you don't
I don't have any weapons. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's just a safety thing for me.
Yeah.
I don't want you doing something crazy.
No,
I know
yeah,
you won't.
I get it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as far as I'm concerned,
We're like the same person. Okay. We really are. And I didn't want to do this, man.
I know. But your supervisor did.
No.
I think he did. I mean, if he didn't want to do it, he would have displayed some sort of like compassion, like, hey man, I understand you just got this vehicle, but he didn't give any sort of respect at all. And
You don't deserve respect in this context, and saying you just got the vehicle implies that you haven't had time to get it registered when you did, and you intentionally took off the license plate. That's not an issue of you've been busy and haven't gotten to it. I think most people are understanding of that. Everyone's life gets busy and hectic and stuff slips through the cracks. This was you intentionally not doing it, and to pretend otherwise is just dishonest. Saying I just got the car, the implicit assumption behind that statement is, well, I would have gotten it registered soon, but we know you wouldn't because you're telling us you won't because you don't think you have to. So stop lying and double speaking and just accept that there are consequences for your actions.
honestly, I'm not really surprised, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I do want to wait. Like I said, I don't want my car to get
Do you want to
damaged.
Do you want to grab the water jugs out of the car?
Yeah, we can do that now.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the documents for the car just so y'all don't steal those.
They're not gonna steal your out-of-date registration?
This is what it looks like before it gets towed.
Registered under the name, so it doesn't have to show up. I don't know how much it's gonna be. I don't.
Oh no, it's still registered under the previous owner's name, so he has to contact them and they have to show up. Oh god! See, this is why you should register your car.
But they're gonna have to show up, and I think in order to get the vehicle out of the impound, they're gonna have to have it registered. They're gonna have to have insurance on it, and they're gonna have to pay the fee, unless you give them the money for it.
I mean, yeah, but like what I'm saying is they're gonna have to come down.
They'll have to, because it's
They
still,
can't call and
no,
I can
they
pay the
gotta
fee.
show up, because the impound people, they want their identification to see who it is that's actually picking up the vehicle.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the tow truck people are going to say if we show them that agreement. I don't know. That's completely out of my wheelhouse, and that's completely up to them. Because that's going to be a private owner, it's going to be private property, and it's going to be a private business. And
So it has nothing to do with the city.
at that point, it's they are bound by the law to not release vehicles to people that
The
aren't
previous owner is luckily someone in his family. It's like his cousin's wife or something, so at least it's someone who he has a connection to.
registered to it, and they can't release. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm more than sure they're not going to allow the release of the Camaro without insurance and without a registration sticker updated.
Right, so basically the state is stealing away my private property, putting it into another private business, and
Yeah.
forcing me to sign their contract,
Right.
forcing me to sign their contract to get it back.
I mean, you're not going to sign it.
I'm not going to sign it,
It's
but
you're dragging your cousin into this, man.
I mean,
But he's a flat earther? How do you know? Someone else cover him and find
this isn't just about us, it's
I guess
about
I could
freedom.
look at the whole
So
channel.
I get what you're saying, like, but he's kind of like me. You
Oh,
know?
wow, he's
he
got
doesn't really
multiple
put up
videos
with
of the
tyranny.
save.
He's not
This
going to
guy.
be happy about this, but
Who's not going to be happy?
my cousin.
Yeah, I
But,
bet. If I was your cousin, I'd be annoyed.
He understands the state has no interest in my rights, you know? So,
Feedback. Oh, no.
and, you know, I obviously
Sorry,
know
I'm
this-
so used to working with a microphone that I heard a squeak, and my immediately thought was, oh, that's bad feedback. Nope, that's a tow truck. That's a completely different noise.
guy,
You know this guy?
he's not gonna, he doesn't know anything about what I'm doing.
You got all.
They're taking my car, bro.
You got the keys for it though?
Yeah.
So you can drive it onto the ramp.
You're gonna drive it over?
No, I'm gonna drive it on. So I don't.
Oh, okay, yeah. So,
Can I have you? No.
let me just let me kind of inform you what's going on. I know
This
you're
has
just,
nothing to do
Let
with-
me inform you, private tow truck driver, of my rights.
I know,
Okay,
but I'm
he's
just gonna,
doing his job.
I know, man. I'm just
Okay.
letting him know.
Go do your thing, man.
They're,
Can I have you move? I'm gonna park up here, so I'm not blocking here. I'm gonna reverse it back and I'm gonna drive it up there.
So you want me to move out of the way?
Yeah. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna park over here straight that way.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm gonna reverse it to drive it on either way.
Okay. You want to go stand over there, man, in the grass, and I gotta move the car.
yeah. The state has no authority to take my property, force me to sign a contract to get it back. I don't know what type of authority these people think they have, but we have Moreno's 24-hour
They're the police.
towing my Camaro at the wheel of
Oh, the towing company is doing so at the behest of the police.
Hondo PD. And right now, unfortunately, these guys are putting themselves at liability for a lawsuit.
Yep, keep threatening them. That'll go well.
And honestly, this is ridiculous.
Thanks, TV Baby. I appreciate it. A fan actually sent me this. They made it.
The key goes in or no?
Huh?
Does the key go in a certain way?
So with the key, you're gonna have to, when you put it in and you turn it on, it gets stuck if you try to take it out. So there's a screwdriver on the bottom. There's a little hole underneath the steering wheel. You put it through the hole and you shake it around. It'll really, yeah, yeah.
That's janky as fuck.
I got you.
I don't know if he says anything to these tow truck drivers. He may have just filmed it.
There's a big hole and then there's a smaller hole behind it. To deal with like picking it up from the impound, like do you know the requisites that I have to provide them, like because it's not,
You need a valid ID if you're make sure your name, not make sure your name's on insurance, but
Yeah.
whoever the owner is kind of has to get it.
Get it.
If you're on the insurance, that's fine. So valid.
It's a brand new car.
So-
Needs to start with a screwdriver.
the reason why they're taking it because I don't have any of the insurance, registration, license plate, so I'm assuming I'm gonna have to get the original owner to come down and get it.
Tow truck guy's kind of cute. I can see it.
I mean,
I like his arm tattoo. That's actually a pretty sweet tattoo. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's like a wing right here.
unless you get like
Because I know
certified letter saying
that
he sold
to
it
release
you.
it
Yeah,
or
he, like,
something.
he can release it to you. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll look into it. I appreciate you, man.
At least he's not a dick to the tow truck driver. I've seen Sovsets be assholes to the tow truck drivers, and it's not their fault.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
It's so weird that this guy is so obstinate, yet he's not rude necessarily. He's rude in the sense that he's wasting everyone's time, but he's not trying to be rude. Like, he's not Glenn or Chili or some of these other sovereign citizens that go out of their way to, like, be angry and escalate a situation. He's just brutally wrong about how the world works. Why'd he set the phone? Why'd
So
he
you
set...
want to pat me down?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, it's because he was patting him. Makes sense. So that's what happened to him. There you go. Got his car towed. I did save his channel, so if there's any updates on that, I will let you know. We might already have to call it a night. Like I said, I do not have a bunch of time. I'm going to a wedding thing tonight. A pre-wedding festivity. Weddings this weekend. So I think I gotta call it a night. Let's see who we're gonna do a raid on. Sorry for the shorter stream today. I'll make it up to you, I promise. Who we gonna raid? Who we gonna raid? Alright, we'll raid Jack. Have a good night, everyone. I hope everyone has good night. Sorry, I'm tired. I need sleep, but I can't have it. Alright. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. Alright, have a good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, I'm hoping. I'm probably busy Saturday. That's the day of the friend's wedding, and it is a long one. So I don't know if I'll be here Saturday, but I should be here Thursday and Friday and Sunday. So that should be the schedule for the rest of the month. We're also close to the end of, we're close to getting to costume month day 2. See? Goddamn, I'm tired. My brain doesn't want to work. Have a good night, everyone. Love you, Mr. Blast. And I'll see y'all soon. Get your license plates up to date. Don't get arrested.